like a lot of people think that owning a home is just a mortgage and then you're good. No! In today's video, we'll be going over how much it costs to own a home ongoing in Sydney. Spoiler alert, it's a lot of money. A lot of bumper clap money. Hi, quick intro. My name is Lou. I am 23. I bought my first home last year, 2024. It was a 2-bed, 2-bathroom apartment. Sky high level. Anyway, I already did a video about the initial cost. Now we're gonna go into monthly fees that goes into owning a home. So much that goes into it, especially because I have an apartment, so I have a couple more extra bills coming in. First thing, obviously the biggest expense is my mortgage. Interest rate for my mortgage is 5.33%. Monthly I pay $2,512 per month for my mortgage, which it's a lot, but it's something that I was prepared for. The main reason why I got a 2-bed, 2-bath is because I wanted to rent out the other place to help me pay for the mortgage. Yes, I'm a landlord. Shoot to me. Low-key, in my mind, the mortgage is split in half because I'm renting out a room. I rent it out for $100 per week, so that's $1,200 coming in as well. So that kind of offsets prices. Else I would not be here right now. Next is the bills. Can you pay my bills? Bills is basically the fun stuff. It's what makes the home livable. I can wash my body, how I can drink water. For internet, I pay $55 a month. Fun fact, I negotiated my internet. Always negotiate. If you can negotiate anything, negotiate. So I called them up and I was like, I'm not paying this amount. Originally it was like $83 and I'm like, guys, listen, I'm not paying this. Let's work something out. And they worked something out. So now I pay $55 a month for my internet. And then for my electricity goes up and down. There's a couple of government reliefs that come in and I was like, oh, because last time I got my electricity bill, it was like $35 and I'm like, $35? What's going on? So there's a couple of reliefs here and there, but maximum my electricity is $150 a month. In my mind, that is what I like budget for. Sometimes it's a lower, usually it's like $83 a month, but like it just goes up and down. It literally just depends. And then for gas is around $125 a month, and for water it's around $83 a month. Fun part, the starter. This is what everyone is always so scared about. Starter for me, when I first got the place, my starter was around $1,200 a month, and then they increased it and I was like, I would increase it. Anyways, it was around $1,200 a month, and now it's increased to $1,500 a month. Strata is paid quarterly. Let's talk about strata. Strata is actually the main reason why people say to not buy an apartment, because it goes up and down. You can get special levies up depending on a lot of things. Like when you buy an apartment, you just don't own the unit. You own a section of the building. So you own part of the building. And obviously a building is gonna have common areas, right? So we have a garden in my apartment. I've never been there, but apparently we have a garden. We have obviously the car park, that is a shared space. We have lifts, that's a shared space. We have hallways. We have basically a bunch of shared space in the building. Obviously, they're gonna need money to maintain it. Sometimes the lifts break. Sometimes you might need to repaint something. And we also have a building manager as well, who does something. I don't know what she does. I don't know what they do. But apparently we have a building manager that does something. Also, if you do own an apartment, I would encourage you to find other owners in the apartment and create a group chat. So in my building, we have a group chat. Get updates about what's going on. We can ask questions, So definitely, if you have an apartment, make sure you get into the group chat. Essentially, a strata is meant to be paying for the common areas. It covers the building insurance. Obviously a building, something can happen to the building, we're gonna need insurance. It covers cleaning and maintenance. So we have a cleaner that comes, I think, once or 2 times a week, that cleans the common area, that cleans the hallway and cleans the lifts and stuff. We have a car park, we have electricity there. Repairs happen. For example, one of the lifts broke down, and so we had to get someone to come and repair it, and through our strata it's able to pay for that. Strata costs fluctuate depending on the building. So my building is kind of older. We don't have a lot of amenities, which is kind of why I picked it. Some buildings, if you have a pool, bumper clap. Hey! If you have a pool, good flipping luck, bruh. I would never buy in a place that has a pool. That strata would go crazy. If you have like a couple more things, like if you have like a barbecue, if you have like a rooftop area, if you have like a bunch of different things, it's gonna increase the strata. So usually when you go to buy an apartment, people say try and find an old building that has no lifts. I beg, I'm a soft girl. I like a soft life. I like to use a lift and go up and down, like any stairs. So I wanted a lift, sorry. And I was willing to pay for a lift anyway. Pros and cons, and it's like obviously that's like lifestyle choices. For me, like I said before, I want a lift. I like to have a soft life. My apartment is like one of the biggest on the floor, and it's also on a higher level as well, so my strata is also going to increase. The ones on the lower level, the strata is lower, but also because my one is 2 baths. I can do a whole video on strata low-key. Like, there's a lot that goes into it. It's one of the main reasons why people say to buy a house instead of an apartment. Strata goes up and down, never gone down, just goes up. Strata goes up because obviously inflation, prices, everything increases, so you know what, fair enough. And also the older a building gets, obviously the more maintenance it's gonna get, and the bigger the insurance it needs, it's harder to get insurance as well. So there's a lot of factors that get involved with a strata. I want to specifically talk about this because a lot of people are on my, I need them to get off it. Get off, bro. Like, why are you jumping on it? But people say, oh, you should get a house instead of an apartment because strata is the devil. But you guys are acting as if houses don't need maintenance. Like, of course, with an apartment, I don't really get to choose when we need maintenance or not. Like, if the lift is broken, I can't be like, nah, I don't want to fix the lift because I'm not going outside in a month. You know what I mean? It needs to get fixed. So I don't really get a choice on like how the money gets spent because we have a strata manager who takes care of all that. Buy a house, there is no strata fees. But people act as if you don't have maintenance when you buy a house. My parents, I remember when they first bought the first house, it was a brand new house, but like, things went wrong, and guess what? Guess who has to fix it? Them. Buying a house is not just like end or be all. Yes, you get to control when and how you want to do things, and you can negotiate a bit more, and you can control how the money is being spent. But for me, I'm very involved in my strata committees. I am there. I am in all the meetings. I'm asking all the questions. They know my name. But as long as you're involved in your strata in your apartment, I honestly feel like it's kind of the same thing. And also, it's all about just convenience. Like, I honestly just like the convenience of buying an apartment. So that's all about strata. It's around $1,500 quarterly. That comes up to $500 a month. I have gas is $125, water is $83, electricity is $150 a month. So like I said before, I do rent out one of the bedrooms in my apartment, and I rent it out for $300 a week, so that comes to $1,200 a month. I'm gonna subtract that from the amount, $2,264 a month. Now, let's divide that by 4. Basically, per week, I'm paying $566 per week. I feel like that's not that bad in terms of rent. I get my own bed, I get my own bath, beautiful living area. So people were asking I should just rent it out a place instead of buying it. If I were to rent somewhere right now, it would be around that same price. Where I'm living would be around that exact same price. Let me just do a scenario real quick. Let's say I rented out this full place, right? I'd rent it out for around $800 per week. Maybe more if I have it furnished, but I can comfortably get $800 a week. The cost of this place, like I said before, is $3,464, right? If I divide that by 4, it's gonna be $866. Essentially, it's gonna cost me around $66 for me to own this place. Mortgage goes down. If the value of the space increases as well, and I can charge a bit more for rent, it would be a lot more. But basically what I'm saying is that if I were to rent out this place, I would basically cover the expenses to own my place. That is one of the main reasons why I bought this place, because it has really high rental yield. I just want to say, I had a plan. Going into this, I had this very specific plan. If you have any more questions, please let me know. I'm so excited. I can't believe that I'm actually a YouTuber. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I beg, please subscribe. If I gave you even a little bit of value, please subscribe. I'm trying to hit 6K end of this year. I need the subscribers. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.